Hey everybody. I don't normally have the window next to my tank here in the office open because it lets in so much sunlight that it overlights the tank and I wind up getting algae. But I've got it open today because I wanted to show you the tank with the lights turned off, because I want to talk about how Squeaker wants to talk about it too. I want to talk about how I float acclimate a bag. So we're dealing with fairly low lighting here, and I'm probably going to fade in and out of focus a few times, but I know that I should be doing this in my quarantine tank. We can have a discussion about that in a different video. I'm not going to worry about all that right now. If you are going to simply float acclimate your fish, this is a good way to do it. I always turn the light off in the tank to keep this fish from being overly stressed, since they're more or less forced to be up near the surface and they can't hide in that open bag like that. So turning the lights off reduces the stress, and then taking the bag and sort of rolling it down and folding it over itself 3 or 4 times to create this sort of collar around it actually does two things. It gives you a little pocket of air, so that if you've got a larger tank or an open top tank, this now has a float around the top and this bag will stay open and float. It will also stay open. If you do the way I've seen some people do it, where they'll just take the bag and they'll fold the bag over and then close the lid so the bag stays there, you're actually sort of pinching off the surface area and you're trapping the fish in a little pocket of stagnant water. By keeping the collar on it, so to speak, rolling the bag down, it gives it this sort of firmer opening, and it keeps the top of the bag open and allows for gas exchange to happen at the surface. And then of course every so often I'll come in here with my little squeeze bulb turkey baster and I'll suck up 2 ounces of water, 1.5 ounces of water, and I'll squirt it in there, and we'll do that for about another half an hour, 40 minutes or something like that. And I will slowly draw some water out of the bag here and take water out of the tank and put it into the bag, and then I'll draw some water out of the bag and dispose of it, and I'll put some water from the tank into the bag. And after a little while, it will more or less have exchanged, not all, but a good deal of the water that was in the bag will now just simply be tank water. Again, I know this is not the ideal way to do it. You should prevent any of the water from the store from getting into your tank if you can, if you want to be really fastidious about it. And of course you should also quarantine your fish rather than simply putting them right into a tank with existing fish. And if you're wondering what fish I've got in the bag, you're going to have to keep wondering, because that's going to be goodie for my next upcoming video, and you'll have to wait and see. But I got some cool fish that are going to now go in my pea puffer tank to replace my poor lost little pea puffers. So there you go, just a quick little tip on how I do it. I'll take, again, about half an hour to 40 minutes. I'll let the temperature adjust, and I will little by little, ounce by ounce, remove water from the bag. And then when I take a squeeze bulb out from my turkey baster, I'll then replace that with one from the tank. And every so many minutes or so I'll do that, and here in about another half an hour, 45 minutes, we'll be ready to just sort of tip the bag over, let the fish out, and we'll be good to go. So look forward to my next video. Hopefully we'll get to see some cool fish swimming around in my new tank, and you'll get to find out what they are. So make sure you're subscribed and you won't miss that or anything else. Don't forget, this one is my, well, I guess we're going to call it my office tank from now on, because it's no longer my pea puffer tank. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again on the next one.